Sky Squad, we are back in the building. And of course, we got to talk Real Housewives of Potomac. This news popped off, I think, about sometime last night. But since it's early today, we're going to go ahead and drop it for you. Okay. So I know you guys may recall we talked about Candiace on Carlos King's podcast yesterday. And as a result, Candiace Dillard Bassett was trending on Twitter. Oh, yes. You guys can go check out her Twitter for the proof of that. You guys can also check out Carlos King's Twitter for the proof of that as well. Shout out to the two of them for making waves. Listen, to me, honestly, anytime we can get our people trending, I'm all the way down for it, whether you like them or not. Okay? How about that? So let's go ahead and get into this discussion. All right. So it appears as though Candiace and Gizelle are fighting or at odds over Gizelle's support of Candiace during the altercation with Monique Samuels. Now, we did talk about Monique Samuels yesterday with regards to the altercation and how Candiace feels about it now because Carlos King did ask her in the podcast. So, Gizelle is having some things to say. Apparently, she found out some tea that she was none too pleased with, and that is the reason why she is in an irreconcilable place with Candiace Dillard Bassett, according to her. So let's take things over to Twitter to find out what exactly happened. So our friends over at the Peach Report Daily tweeted out this tweet from Hollywood Life. It's an interview that Gizelle did with Hollywood Life. And you know, the Peach Report is another great site that I love. They have a great Twitter, a great Instagram account. They cover a lot of the Real Housewives of Potomac, Atlanta, and Married to Medicine news. But in a tweet, they said in a recent interview, Gizelle claims that Candiace didn't appreciate her support during the Monique drama in season 5 and says their relationship is the worst it's ever been with no turnaround. Okay, so in the article, Gizelle states, what does change my perspective of that whole fallout was I found out later that because I was very team Candiace about that. She didn't appreciate it or care one way or the other. So as a friend of mine, I'm like, wait a minute, I was riding for you and she couldn't care less. Gizelle then says that it was Candiace's lack of appreciation for her support during the season 5 that was hurtful to her. She says, and that made me reevaluate the friendship. And then Gizelle also told Hollywood Life that the relationship with Candiace is the worst it's ever been. 100%. Yeah, she says, with no turnaround. So according to Gizelle, there is no coming back from this. Okay. Now, just to give you guys a bit more perspective, in yesterday's video, we also talked about how Candiace said that she and Gizelle ended their time on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip season 3 in not such a good place. Okay. So we do know that the subject of the season 5 altercation with Monique does come up on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip because Candiace did tell us that. So I am wondering at this point now if that is what Gizelle is referring to, if something that was said during Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip further deepened the rift between the two that actually began in season 7 of Potomac, which we're about to start seeing. I'm wondering if this is something that, Candiace said during Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, because I'm starting to put 2 and 2 together. Let me know what you guys think. So, with that being said, let's take things over to Candiace's response because, of course, Candiace had to respond. Candiace says, let's be honest. You are no one's friend. You come, collect a check, and go home to those purple walls. The small part of me that did want to believe you weren't total garbage woke up when you decided to get creative with my husband. So that's in regards to what happened this coming season on the Real Housewives of Potomac, wherein Gizelle accuses Chris Bassett of being inappropriate with her. So then Candiace continues and she says, and don't insult my intelligence with this BS victimization that you pulled out of your hind parts at 5 o'clock today. It's as unbelievable as absent your storylines. Whoo! Candiace unleashed a grenade on that good Gizelle. I mean, listen, not the victimization that you pulled out of your hind parts at 5 o'clock today. You know what? Candiace is a wordsmith, and she's a smart cookie, man. She is. You gotta give it to her, whether you like her or not. And I know people have their feelings about her because she is a very polarizing housewife. But the girl is quick. She's quick-witted. And why are we still talking about this situation that happened between Candiace and Monique from what, season 5? If don't neither one of y'all like her, like what gives? What gives? Okay. So that's that. I'm just excited to see this season of Potomac and Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. It's about to be lit, okay? Litty in the city. All right, so that's the tea that's going on with these three ladies. So now we need to move on over to Mrs. Mia Thornton. So Mia has some things going on with her that kind of rocked me, at least this morning. And we're going to go over what exactly happened right now. So, in order to do that, we need to take our attention over to Instagram. And on Instagram this morning, I think it was this morning that she wrote it. She says, please pray for our family. Gordon's brother, Gordon is her husband, who he trusted to support and carry on the family legacy, has recently revoked his access to the company bank account while we were out of the country. I've since learned that my salary will no longer continue past the next payroll cycle due to my unwavering loyalty to Gordon. The thought that the person who Gordon selected to run our empire and who he thought would be the one to care for me and the kids has now manipulated the organizational structure and robbed us of everything we own. Gordon and I built this company from the ground up and brought on family members since 2013. Never would we think that after a decade of building generational wealth and opportunities would end up being taken from us overnight. If you can't trust family, who can you trust? My heart is completely empty. And then she says, Dear me, I know you are scared, but you can handle this. Love me. So in the caption, she wrote, Sorry, love's been going through it. Life at times feels impossible. The Joint Chiropractic in DMV, Maryland. I'm not giving up on you all. I will fight this fight and regain my power. Just want to let you all know because I love seeing our Real Housewives of Potomac fans in our offices, but I won't be running into all of you for a little bit. I don't feel comfortable recommending you continue to visit without having a direct influence on the operations. Although please know I will forever value you and I appreciate your love and support. I've never experienced such pain. I practically birthed these clinics, so I'm feeling defeated right now. God has been preparing me for the ultimate fight of my life, breaking the chain, generational wealth. I just can't give up now. I've come too far. So, this is kind of crazy, and it's very sad to see. You know, in my mind, this sounds like a lawsuit, but I'm no expert. Okay, I'm no legal expert. I'm no legal analyst or anything like that. But this sounded like a lawsuit to me because in my mind, I would assume that there have to be franchise contracts in place that at least extend to a period of time, if not ownership for a again, if not for ownership for a period of time within the franchise, then at least a binding, some type of binding agreement wherein there has to be some type of period of time before a franchisee can be ousted. I don't know. It just sounds like to me like some type of lawsuit needs to go down in order for them to regain control of this. But who am I? I do not know much about the legal system other than the phone number to my lawyer. Okay. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think. What should she do at this point in time? I want to know what your comments are down in this comment section down below. And remember, the Real Housewives of Potomac airs this Sunday on Bravo TV at 8 p.m. I'll be there. Will you? Listen, hopefully you guys will continue to follow this journey as we continue to walk down this path of reality TV shenanigans. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And with that, I will catch you in the next video.